40 years ago, Diego Maradona punched the ball into the net with his left hand at the Estadio Azteca in Mexico City. Maradona called it the hand of God. Argentina beat England 2-1 in the quarterfinals of the 1986 FIFA World Cup in Mexico City and went on to win the tournament. The hand of God became the most infamous moment in football history, a moment that defined the Argentina versus England rivalry that has never been forgotten, and that 4 decades later still sits at the heart of every conversation about those two nations meeting on a football pitch. On Wednesday, July 15th, 2026, Argentina and England will meet in the semi-final of the FIFA World Cup at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, 40 years after the hand of God. And on Saturday, July 11th, 2026, at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, something happened during England's quarterfinal victory over Norway that the football world is now calling the Cam of God. Stay with this, because what happened at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida on July 11th, 2026 is not just a story about one controversial goal in one World Cup quarterfinal. It is a story about a camera cable hanging above a football pitch, a ball that fell from the sky in a way that Norway's own coach described as falling straight from heaven, a FIFA statement that cited sensor data nobody can independently verify, and a pattern of officiating controversy at the 2026 FIFA World Cup that is now so established and so consistent that when England score an equalizing goal after the ball behaves in a physically impossible way, the entire football world immediately assumes the worst. Norway scored first at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida on July 11th, 2026. Norway winger Andreas Schjelderup, one of the most exciting young players in European football, the Benfica forward who has been the revelation of this World Cup, struck a stunning goal in the 36th minute at Hard Rock Stadium that sent the Norwegian supporters inside the stadium into celebration. Norway led England 1-0. Norway, who had already eliminated Brazil in the round of 16, were 54 minutes from the greatest result in the history of Norwegian football. Norway goalkeeper Ørjan Nyland took a routine goal kick at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, in the 2nd minute of first-half stoppage time. The ball was struck with pace and height toward the England half, and then something happened that nobody inside Hard Rock Stadium could immediately explain. The ball, in mid-air, appeared to change direction. Not the gradual arc of a ball affected by wind, not the natural curve of a well-struck clearance. The ball appeared to deflect, to drop suddenly, unnaturally, from a different angle than its trajectory had suggested, and fell directly to England midfielder Elliot Anderson on the edge of the Norway penalty area. Anderson played the ball quickly. Jude Bellingham received it, drove into the penalty area, and slid the ball past Norway goalkeeper Ørjan Nyland into the net. Jude Bellingham ran toward the corner flag at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, celebrating. England were level at 1-1. The halftime whistle blew moments later, and then the replays started. What the replays appeared to show at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, was the ball making contact with the overhead Spidercam cable, the wire system that supports the camera hanging above the pitch during World Cup matches, before falling to Elliot Anderson. The Spidercam cable runs at a height of approximately 30 meters above the pitch in normal operation. The ball, in the replays that circulated across social media within minutes of the incident at Hard Rock Stadium, appeared to brush the cable or the wire system attached to it, causing the change in direction that delivered the ball to Anderson and ultimately to Jude Bellingham. Norway's coaching staff were already furious on the touchline at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens before the halftime whistle had blown. Norway head coach Ståle Solbakken, speaking to reporters after the final whistle at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, on July 11, 2026, made no attempt to disguise his conviction about what had happened. "The ball fell straight from heaven," Solbakken said, the sarcasm in his voice unmistakable. The reference to divine intervention deliberate and pointed. Norway assistant coach Kent Bergersen went further, telling Norwegian broadcaster TV2 directly after the match at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens that the cable had caused the ball to fall shorter than intended, changing its trajectory and delivering it to England players who would not otherwise have received it in that position. FIFA responded to the Spidercam controversy at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens with a statement published on FIFA's official channels on Saturday evening, the same channels that had published Pierluigi Collina's no defined limit VAR statement 10 days earlier. FIFA's statement cited connected ball technology, the sensor embedded inside the official match ball that monitors its movement, spin, and contact throughout each match, and stated that the data showed no peak in the heartbeat of the ball when in the air at the moment the cable appeared to make contact. FIFA's conclusion was that there was no evidence the ball had struck the Spidercam wire. Norway's coach, Ståle Solbakken, had already answered that conclusion before it was published. "The ball fell straight from heaven," Mark Clattenburg, the former Premier League and Champions League referee and Fox Sports officiating analyst who has provided the most authoritative independent commentary on officiating decisions throughout this tournament, was direct about the Spidercam incident at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens on Fox Sports. "Some will ask, why does the VAR not interfere?" Clattenburg said. "Yes, they can interfere if that contact of the ball on the camera cable is part of a reviewable incident. If the contact leads to a goal, it is part of the VAR reviewable incidents." Clattenburg's analysis was clear. Whether or not the ball struck the cable, the contact between a ball and an object that is not a player is defined under the laws of the game as an incident that should halt play. Under IFAB regulations, when the ball strikes an object in the field of play that is not a player, play should be stopped and restarted with a dropped ball. VAR can review whether such contact occurred. VAR did not review the Spidercam incident at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Play continued. England scored. The Spidercam incident at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens was not the only controversy to emerge from the England versus Norway quarterfinal at Hard Rock Stadium on July 11, 2026. In the 55th minute at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Norway defender Torbjørn Lysaker Heggem scored from a corner kick to give Norway what appeared to be a 2-1 lead. Norway's players celebrated at Hard Rock Stadium. The goal was referred to VAR. VAR disallowed the goal, ruling that Erling Haaland had committed a foul on England midfielder Elliot Anderson in the moments just before the corner kick was taken. Under the new 2026 World Cup rules introduced by IFAB, a foul committed by an attacking player just before a corner kick is taken can result in the corner being retaken rather than the goal standing. Mark Clattenburg agreed with the VAR decision to disallow Heggem's goal at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens. Just before the corner is about to be taken, he clearly pushes Anderson in the chest, Clattenburg said of Haaland's action. Under the new IFAB regulations, if a foul happens just before the corner kick is taken, it should be punished. The corner was retaken. Norway did not score from the second attempt. England went on to win 2-1 in extra time. Jude Bellingham scoring his second goal of the match in extra time to send England to their fourth World Cup semi-final in history. Norway are out of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Erling Haaland, who scored 7 goals at this tournament, more than any other player except Lionel Messi, who produced one of the most extraordinary individual World Cup performances in the history of the sport, ended his quarterfinal at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens, Florida, having had a goal disallowed for his own foul before a corner, and having watched England's equalizing goal stand after the ball behaved in a way that Norway's entire coaching staff believe was caused by contact with a camera wire. The broader context of the Cam of God at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens on July 11th, 2026, is the one that makes this moment bigger than any individual controversy at this tournament. In 40 years of football, nobody has ever had to write the sentence, "A camera cable may have changed the outcome of a World Cup quarterfinal." The Spidercam system has been used at World Cups and major tournaments for more than a decade without incident. The sensor data FIFA cited in their statement, the connected ball technology, the heartbeat of the ball, is technology the football world has been asked to trust for VAR offside calls and goal line decisions across multiple tournaments. It is the same technology infrastructure that underpins the VAR system, whose credibility FIFA has spent 3 weeks defending against accusations from Egypt, Belgium, Switzerland, and now Norway. FIFA's statement about the Cam of God at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens cited sensor data and said there was no evidence of contact. Norway's head coach said the ball fell straight from heaven. The football world looked at the replays, looked at FIFA's statement, looked at every controversy this tournament has produced across 6 weeks of football, and made a judgment. In a different World Cup, a different tournament in a different year with a different atmosphere, FIFA's statement might have been accepted. The sensor data might have been trusted. The controversy might have lasted a news cycle. At the 2026 FIFA World Cup, after Egypt, after Belgium, after the Trump phone call, after Pierluigi Collina's no defined limit statement, after 13 straight red cards and more officiating controversies than any tournament in living memory, Norway's coach put it better than any FIFA statement ever could. The ball fell straight from heaven. On Wednesday, July 15th, 2026, at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, Argentina, and England will play each other in a World Cup semi-final for the first time since 1986. For the first time since the hand of God. Football has a long memory. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the ball struck the Spidercam cable? And should VAR have reviewed the incident before allowing Bellingham's goal to stand? I want to hear both sides.